Hey guys, so for today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the greater than and less than symbols. I know every student at one time or another has struggled with these two symbols because they look so similar. They're mirror opposite, right? So those are really easy to confuse. So I'm going to give you not just one, but two tips on how to always know which is the less than symbol and which is the greater symbol. Before we do that, I'm just going to do a quick little exercise about how to tell which number is greater. So for that, I'm going to bring up my place value chart. And you guys should have seen this in one of the last videos that I shot. So this is our place value chart right here. And this is my pointer, so just follow this. This is our decimal point, and that is going to signify for us that our number is complete because we are not working on the right side of the decimal point for now. So our decimal point means our number is complete. Now we have the ones, the thousands, the millions, and the billions, and each slot has 3 places. So you'll notice they're fairly similar. In the ones, we have ones, tens, hundreds. And in the thousands, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So look at the similarity. Tens, tens, hundreds, hundreds. The only difference is this slot is different. This one and this one. But it's easy to remember because whatever our section is, it's what starts us out. So this is the one section, so it starts us out. This is the ones place. This is the thousand section, so this is the thousands place. And all the way up millions and billions. See, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. Now, because we know that, we know what this one is. Billions, 10 billions, 100 billions, and all the way up. It never changes. It keeps going like that till infinity. Okay, so I'm going to draw in a random number. Let me move my pointer over here and bring up my pen. And I am going to just go ahead and write any old number. And then below it, I'm going to write another random number. Okay. Now, I want to go ahead and add my commas because that's always going to help me, and I can bring down my decimal point. You don't need to, but if it helps you, go ahead. Now, remember what I said in our last video. From our decimal point, we count off by threes. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. Now, these commas are really going to help you because you're not going to have this color-coded chart every time you write numbers. Okay, so I don't want to get off track too much, but we are going to compare two numbers. Which one is greater and which one is less? So you guys might think this is easy, and for some of you it might be, but for others it can kind of trip you up, especially when there's a lot of zeros in a number. So when you're comparing two numbers to know which one is greater and which is less, you're always going to look as far as you can on this side of the decimal. So you're going to keep going and going and going until the number ends. Okay? Now look at here. We're going to go, we went as far left as we can. And right here we have a 3. And right here we have a 5. And they are both in the thousands place. So we can compare these two numbers. Which number is greater, the 3 or the 5? If you said the 5, you are correct. Now it's not always that easy. Sometimes you have a number that, let me go ahead and draw another number in. Okay, sometimes you have a number and it could be really big. Let me draw it in. And I'm going to draw another number below it. Okay, so now I have my number, and I'm going to draw in my commas because that always helps me. First my decimals and then my commas. We count off by threes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're done. We don't need a comma. Let's do it for this one. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I want to know which number is greater. Now look at here. What are we going to do? We're going to start at our decimal and we're going to go as far as we can. We line up the numbers one below the other just to make sure that they are in the same, they have the same place value. Now look at this. We have a 6 and a 6. Now those two numbers are equal. So now we don't know which number is greater and less than, which means we have to go down one place. We have an 8 and an 8. Okay, those numbers are the same. So we still don't know which one is greater. We go down one more space. We have a 7 and we have a 4. Now finally we have two different numbers, okay? So we have the 7 and the 4, and those are the two numbers that we're going to compare. Which of those numbers is greater? If you said 7, you are correct. So now we know this number is greater than this number. Okay, so now that we know a quick and easy way to tell which number is greater, this is where the confusing part can come in. So it's the greater and the less than symbol. And let me bring up a new sheet of paper here. I have two ways. I have two different tricks to teach you the greater and the less than symbol. One of them might work really well for you and the other might not. And for some people, one of them would work really well where the other one wouldn't. That's why I want to give you guys two tips. So we have our less than symbol. We have our equal symbol. And we have our greater symbol. Okay, now, of course, these symbols are so confusing because look at them. They're exactly the same except for mirror image. So less than, greater than. We all know the equal symbol, so I'm not going to focus on that. But these two symbols, I can't tell you how many students get confused over these symbols. But the first trick that I want to teach you is, say we have a 6 and 9. Those are our two numbers. And we are asked which is greater, 6 or 9. Okay, well we know 6 is less than 9, but I'm not sure which is the less symbol. I know it's not this one, I know that's equal, but I don't know if it's less, this is the less symbol or this is the less symbol. The first trick I want to teach you is if you can look at this symbol as a crooked L and write less, then that's the less symbol. So look, L-E-S-S spells less. So yes, that is our less symbol. So 6 is less than 9. Now look, doing that does not work for this symbol, because if I was to look at this doesn't look like a crooked L. If I was to write ESS, that doesn't spell less. So that is not the less symbol. This is the less symbol. Okay, so let's move on to our second tip. This is another way that really helps a lot of people. In fact, I know adults that still use this to this day. And this is the greater gator. Okay, guys? So I'm just going to take, let's see, I'm going to take a 186 and then a 279. Okay, so we are going to use our greater gator symbol for this. Now, we know that gators they like to eat the bigger number, right? So we're going to draw the gator teeth, okay? And then we can draw the gator face with a little eye, and that's our gator. Gators are hungry. They like to eat the bigger number. So if we look at these two numbers, 186 and 279, and we go to the furthest left that we can on the number, this one's a 2, this one's a 1, so we are comparing the 1 and the 2. We know this number is greater. So our greater gator is going to want to eat the bigger number, right? Because what gator would not want to eat the number? So we draw his mouth. And if you want to get creative, you can draw the teeth and the face and the eye. And look, he's going to chomp on that bigger number. So you guys, when you are taking a math test or something like that, don't go ahead and draw the full gator, but you can visualize it. And sometimes if you want to draw the teeth in just to help the visual be clear, go ahead and do that, okay? Those are my tips and tricks for remembering less than and greater. I hope those help. On the next video, we're going to actually do some more problems with place value and greater than, less than. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.